Go live. Oh god, that's funny. Oh, there I am. Make sure I got my sound set up. That's got a bit of that. That should be good. Testing, testing, desktop audio. Where is my desktop audio? Woo! Why's my desktop audio not going? So I wonder why that's not running. Testing, testing, testing. Where's that live stream? I had sound. So why is I need some more sound. What can I do? That's not working. Fuck's my desktop audio doing? Why is that not working? Testing. Nah, that's from the microphone. I wonder why that desktop audio is not working. Hey, don't give us I'm having some sound issues. Audio is not transmitting onto my streamer.
I just got push to talk on. I'm on still voice chat. Hang on.
No, that's all right. I got it fixed, I think. Let me make sure I change this. They put some funky beats in DeFi land. I've just having a listen now.
How is the seed watering going?
It has just got some extra background music in that. It is doing all right. I mean, I was a little bit disappointed. I was this week. DeFi land disappointed me for one of the first times.
Wow, how did they disappoint you? You normally carry a raging hard on for them.
This is the thing, right? Like, people know, if they know old Barn Dog, I fucking love DeFi land, but I found out this week you could have up to 10 seeds in your game client.
Yeah, right. I thought you could only have 3.
No, you could buy 3 on the whitelist, but you could only ever originally have 1.
Oh, that's good. Did they sell all the seeds off the marketplace in the end, or are they still heaps there?
Still heaps there, but
I thought the price would have pumped a bit harder than
no,
it has. It's been
price is
pretty
down to
dismal.
2. I went to 3.5. I never thought it was going to pump. Right, I never
Oh, I
thought.
mean the token. DFL
No,
token.
the DFL, yeah, but look at the market. The token did pump. It pumped like 20-30% the night after.
Oh, it went up to 8 cents, I thought.
No, it was close around 9 cents there at one stage.
Ah, fuck, I missed it. I wanted to sell some. Yeah, I thought it would get up to around 10 or 11 cents. I was hoping, but wishful thinking.
I never thought it was going to go that high, but I mean that's the market as well. But have a look; they're actually burning those tokens. Those tokens will reduce the entire liquidity.
Yeah, good.
Good evening, boys.
Good evening, man. How are you?
Good evening.
Oh, nice new DP.
Your picture gives me Vitalik Buterin vibes, Barndo.
Hey, how good is that? Hey, isn't it a weird experience to be branded like stock and cattle? The old dog is getting out there. I've been branded.
Yeah, man, this is the way. The way of the content creator.
A special thank you out to Matavan as well. I know we're only starting up. We haven't fired up the show yet, but Matavan and even Star Yush did a lot of work as well coming towards making that. I love it. Like, I see my tattoo on my right arm, and that's actually got my son's birthday in it. So every time I look at that, I kind of remind myself of it. Can't see it in the picture. But, yeah. Fucking what a week. What a week.
Yeah, it's been a fucking big week for me too. I'm bloody working and house renovation shit.
Are you at home at the moment, Eggy?
Yeah, got back yesterday. Been shooting all day today. So I'm fucked.
That's because you're old. That's not because you've been shooting all day.
Oh no, I'm sleeping in the fucking kids' room because all the floors have been ripped up and it's fucking carnage. The house is a construction zone at the moment. And they're all starting the in-laws because it's fucking carnage here.
So what renos are you doing at home?
Oh, and it's warranty work. They pretty well pulled out all the bottom ceilings, and they had to come in and brace all the floors from the top story, and then they had to pull the carpet up and bolt all the floor back down. And they've done an all right job. It's about 50 grand's worth of work. I've been whinging about for 3 years, so they finally come around and fixed it.
Yeah, well, I mean, just whinge for longer, I guess. Isn't that the way to get to it?
Oh, they were going to end up in court very shortly. I was going to fucking have them, but the company went broke, and now it's an insurance job. They filed for bankruptcy. They rug pulled it.
real life rug pull.
A real life
Yeah,
rug
man.
pull. But it was a rug pull because what they did is because they owned a heap of land too in the state. Because I managed the strata estate as well on the side. And so what they did is they transferred the assets out of the building side into another side of the business, bankrupted the building side so they didn't have to cover any of the shitty workmanship. And then they kept all the land. It was a rug pull.
That's funny how you think about it like that. Like real world companies do rug pull. It's called a bankruptcy.
Yeah, plan.
And you never get to do anything about it. You're just stuck holding whatever happens.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
QBE
been
gets
around
stuck
since
on
day dot, though, hasn't it? Really, rug pulls and that, and people want your money. That hasn't changed just because we're on the internet. People still want your money. Oof,
Yeah,
well,
a bunch of bricks.
let's fire off, shall we? Sounds like Eggy's. Have you had a special air quote
No,
rum,
mate.
Eggy?
No,
Are you
nah.
still dry?
Still on the detox. I'm going to have a couple of beers tonight, though.
I've been asked to keep my microphone a little bit away from my mouth because I kind of lean into it a bit and it gets a bit too loud. So let me know if it's changed for you guys, if you can still hear me well.
Ah, it's perfect.
It's a good level.
I like that. I've got you guys manually turned up on the server and manually turn up Yawn and Jerry in step in as well. But I find if I go to another Discord, I then have to turn people up. But let's kick into it. It is the 19th of February, Saturday night in Australia. It's 9 p.m. Queensland time. It is 10 p.m. where Metaverse is. 7 p.m. where Sixon is. So we are three Aussies. We come at you every single week. We've got awesome guests coming in every week. Usually, we've had we've had a couple of duds over our time, but we've been doing this for over 5 months now. People do forget very quickly that we've been doing this for a super amount of time and have had a lot of fun along the way. For a quiet little bit of reflection before I get into a whole charade of things, this morning when I first logged on and looked at my Discord, which is the morning ritual, I noticed it was like 13 notifications from Grape. And a lot of those were games from Indonesian times, from Chinese times. It's really interesting to see how busy Grape is. And you kind of forget because you go in your lane, you get your work done, and you concentrate on the things that we're doing. I know Metaverse, even sometimes I miss the chat that he's doing in multiple other channels as well. Like, it is a super, super busy, vibrant place in Solana to be. I love it every week. I love coming in Saturday nights. I have a bit of a shower. I get my beard nice and trimmed and ready to go. I put a bit of oil in, put a bit of deodorant on, and this is one of the best nights of the week for me because I talk to two awesome dudes on stage and we get in some games. Lately, we've been playing live gameplay. We've got the Remnants in later on tonight, coming in half hour. And
of which I'm very excited because I can see their game on the website now and it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it.
Where is it? Yeah. I can even. You want a sneak peek? I've got it. I bought one.
Oh.
So I bought this a week and a half ago, whatever, before it pumped. So I got the land as well, but I did this as a sort of a, look, guys, I want to get you on, and I want to actually do it. And I can actually loot right now. I'm just kind of waiting to see what we do later on tonight with the lads coming in. So they've got some dev play to actually show us, and they can speed up the looting process. And I'm really pumped. Like getting in cool guests is awesome. I've got a couple of questions. Why no Grape? They went to Matrika, and I'm really curious to find from a developer's point of view, like why that is. I don't know. I don't know enough about it myself. Because we concentrate like on that beeline for what we're doing. But Metaverse, how's your week been, dude?
It's been okay, man. I can't complain much. On the professional front, all's going well. Trying to negotiate with your manager. Negotiating with managers is always difficult. You're always in like please do this for me, but you can always say they can just say no easily. So it's always difficult, and you always got to stand your ground. This is why we have unions, and why a lot of people are protesting now that what they're doing isn't just what they're being paid isn't well enough. So personal front is going fine. Crypto front, I've decided I'll be moving towards some more stable assets, earning some yield on Anchor Protocol since the yield reserve has now gone to $500 million. So renewed confidence, I'm going to be earning some stables. So I'm going to be using that stables to try and buy some NFTs in Solana. So watch out, I'm going to sweep the floors.
Haha, sweep the floors on NFTs. I saw an interesting one with Bridge Split and Holoplex for Bridgeplex or something. Do I have that?
Oh, they're partnering up.
Yeah, so it was Bridge Split and Holoplex. You can now do a joint bid on an NFT. So you set up a fund where a page and people link up to it, and you might want to buy a monk as a group, and you can bid in portions of that together as a team and get them.
Oh, awesome! I've linked the article in the chat for everyone if they want to read about it. It sounds like a great partnership because these two provide great products separately, and combined, maybe letting people get together and bid onto something, that would be awesome. This is already available in Ethereum, but it's nice to see it coming over to Solana.
Yeah, I mean, Grape actually partnered up with BridgeSplit for something as well, which is like BridgeSplit is going to offer us potentially lending, I think, is it lending or borrowing on NFTs, but fractionalized NFTs as well. So they fractionalized the monk, I believe, a little while ago.
That's awesome. The more we can unlock the liquidity in this, I think the faster the money supply would move around.
Well, you've got 100 Solana fucking NFT sitting there doing nothing. What can you do with 100 Solana NFT? There's more options. There was a Gnomes. Who are they? They spoke to us. It's a lending protocol, but Gnomes. It was something Gnomes, and they're basically like a pawn shop Gnomes or something like that.
Yeah, Pawn Shop Nomies.
Yeah, that's it. Pawn shop Gnomes. So I mean, they were an option where I don't know how much you could lend, but you could actually lend versus blue chip. So they would select their DAO will vote in the particular NFTs that they will allow to lend versus. But I don't know. Pawn shop didn't really work well in real life. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, it just sounds like you're taking a higher risk chance.
Yeah, man. Like, I would agree there. Pawn shops are not generally money making machines. I would say they're just more like I don't know. I equate them to like some kind of parasitic entities.
Yeah, that's
a nice way of putting it.
Eggy, Mr. Sixon, you said a few things. You're doing some buildings and renos at home, getting some stuff done. How's your week been, dude?
Yeah, pretty good. It's been a tough week of work. I have a lot of issues with water this week. And a few rises been taken. Got some unexpected water. So shit's going a bit pear-shaped out there for all the guys. But apart from that, home life's good. Went shooting today. Did all right. But yeah, fucking good. It's been hot. But yeah, pretty good. Hopefully the Solana price comes back up a bit. It's been still teetering around that Bitcoin price, but things are looking up, I reckon.
Yeah.
Big Yeti.
$90. Oh, you did buy another Yeti today, did you?
If anyone hasn't got a Yeti, go out and get them, mate. They're the best.
I don't know. People probably don't even know what they are yet. The old
I'm
Yeti.
going to link it.
You got to link it.
I'm going to shill it hard.
Wait, this is a Soul Yeti?
No, this is
this is a
just
fucking
the drinking cups.
Ah. Let me try and find one.
Oh, they're the best, man. If you don't have one, you're not living.
You got to get quicker on the links, Eggy. But they're just like some of the best coolers. You can get cooler boxes for them as well. But yep. See, even Metaverse is onto it quicker than you are, Eggy. Yeah, Bitcoin shit itself. That went down to 39 something. Solana $90. There was a couple of coins that went green. Of course, DeFi Land did go up to the 8-9 cents. Shill token had a bump up. I don't know why Shill went up. GST's obviously going nuts. Big announcement for StepN. I try not to plug StepN too much. Obviously, I do a lot of work with StepN, a lot of events with StepN. And it's changed.
I'm even considering spending 25 sold some shoes for StepN.
I know, hey? We're a bunch of old dudes in our 40s, and these guys are getting pumped for this game. So the earnings on StepN is pretty awesome. And I find myself in a hard situation, right? Because obviously I earn a wage with StepN. Just for people, I'm an ambassador there. I do 10 live events a week. It's busy work. It keeps me busy, but I genuinely fucking enjoy it. And I've got something like 22 pairs of sneakers in the game. So I've won two grey pairs of sneakers, and I've bought 20 pairs of sneakers in this particular game. They've got a massive update come out tonight, and it's kind of devastating. They launched the update announcements half an hour before this show, so I don't get to sit there and study it out before I have a live AMA with them. But definitely big upgrades there, and we know anyone that's been a part of Grape has seen. Obviously, we have the live jogging events. We do the live Twitter quizzes 3 times a week, and Continental's actually going to be starting up a European time slot for it as well. So that's similar. It'll be similar to the jogging with Barn Dog. Where are we? Let's move that off. It'll be similar to the jogging with Barn Dog, but it's going to be on a European time zone. So he'll do that. He might pick a morning for him, because if he picks a morning, then I'll be able to join and just help him host a couple. But we're trying to grow out the space. I've actually got a sneaker coming available to Grape that was donated to Grape through StepN, and that's actually locked to an email address. And this is what's super interesting about the game, and I did want to talk about this from a gaming point of view. Is it Web 3.0 if it's locked to an email address? But the sneaker itself is locked to an email address. I can share that to anybody and give them a verification code. It's got a 60-second timer, and they can then use that sneaker. They can't take that sneaker out, but they can earn GST, which is the game token, and they can earn that GST, and they can, in effect, be a scholar, like your Axie effect. It's a very similar to Axie, how the Axie model works. And these are things that we're trying to kick into Grape. Not everybody. Like, these are things I'm trying to spearhead. I want to be able to do some sponsorship things, and actually get working with some of these teams, because, you know, bums in seats, that's something that we talk about. Next week, we start a new show Tuesday. It's 11 a.m. my time, but it's an American-friendly time zone. So that is like 7 p.m. or 9 p.m., depending on whether you're Central or Eastern, I believe. And that's this week. We've got Metagates, Gamerplex, and Eyes Per Chain joining us. And that's going to be half an hour each game. We're going to have live camera. Not every game's going to want to do live camera, but the option is absolutely going to be there. And then they're going to do screen sharing as well. And we're either going to play games, they're going to show us some dev tools. We're going to have a bit of fun with this, right? I'm hoping John from Gamerplex, he was here 2 weeks ago. We might play some Contention, first-person shooter. He's building 4 games in his platform. So he's been around a long time, but I want to do more than just getting these shows in once every 4 months or once every 2 months, you know, and maybe some of the bigger games get potentially some NFTs and then not give them out, I should say, but sponsor people to actually play in the games where Grape retains the tools, but people are earning through these assets and potentially linking us up with the partners and the games and building out both the Grape Vault, but trying to do something where people are earning the main income. This is what I want from it. And the Step End one is pretty cool to find out when the sneaker comes through exactly how hard that's going to be. But that starts this week. So, yeah, that is a big event. And I've locked in the 3 guests this week. I've locked in 2 out of 3 guests the next week. And it's a bit of extra work, but this is where I'm trying to fire up this gaming council and eventually turn Solana Gaming in Grape into a sub-DAO. Because I think we can do a lot more than what we're doing. It takes time, though. You know, you've got to research these games. I try to hope that the games that we bring out every week are going to be games that I think are going to be around for a while. So we don't take payment. If we get donations, they go towards crowd prizes or future crowd prizes. So we don't take stuff on stage for bringing anybody to a Saturday night show. That's important that people understand. That is that, you know, like, I want people to know that when I'm talking about something, obviously Step In, I talk about that and say, look, I'm getting paid. But there was something special about Eyes Per Chain. We've actually got 6 NFTs from them. So out of those, I believe it might be 3 free gold NFTs, the characters. So we're going to have a huge chunk of their NFTs, and they aren't released for sale yet. So I want to do a special video on that. I'm happy to answer questions if people want to talk about it. But you can always go and check out my wallet, bando80.sol. Have a look in that. There's 52 there. So I've got some NFTs set up. I want to do something big with them. And I'm hoping that Grape actually buys those NFTs, or I keep them, play them, the game myself. But 6 of those NFTs I need to move across, so I've got a list and a sheet written out. But out of those, I believe it is something like 4 of the actual gold characters, so the Harleys and the Chris's. I've just got to make sure I've got all the numbers properly transferred. So I've gone and bought those, but then we've got some for Grape as well. So they're going to be one of the first ones coming on show. And I think that's going to be a really big game for Indonesia, because that's where the main company's based. And I hope that it works out well with the Garuda clan. But that's a big one. And tonight we've got a lot of whitelists. So that's something I didn't mention yet, is we've got whitelist for Ramon Online. They're minting next week, I believe it is. It's Sunday morning, Australia time.
Ooh, Sunday morning. I'll be awake.
They'll be on stage Saturday night with us next week at Solana Gaming Saturday. So the whitelist we give out tonight, you can actually pick one up. Old Sixton's got the he's got the handball. He's happy to give them out. You know, we're going to do these priority C-class members onwards.
I accept Sol donations for them, if anybody, by the way.
Definitely.
Startless.com.
Yeah. Barndog.sol. So, you know, we're giving out whitelists tonight for this. I don't know how many whitelists I did with other projects. It's become a bit of a bone of contention on Solana. It's the standard thing to do. Every fucking DAO you go to has them oh, here's 50 here, 50 here, 100 there. It's a bit of a way of these projects effectively getting into rugging positions, and just through giving DAOs 100, 200, 300, whatever.
And not on top of, and sorry to interrupt you, just not just that. There's DAOs forming that specifically go out to try and acquire these whitelist spots and to try and get these NFTs and dump it on the market when they can. These are people getting together for this specific purpose. So people, I feel like Solana's just getting sick of the whole whitelist thing going on at the moment.
Agreed. I'm 100% on board, but the problem is I mean, I don't read all of Sol Big Brain's tweets. I don't follow him 100%. Obviously, he's one of the bigger influencers in Solana, but he did do a good tweet on the whitelist a little while ago. Maybe it was a week and a half ago. But what other options do we have of getting people into the communities? This is
we don't.
Bums in seats. How do we get bums in seats? This is what it all comes down to. And they want to, who gets those free lists? You know what I mean? Like, for people that hear about these whitelists, do your own research. Get out there. Just because I'm talking about Ramon Online, it doesn't mean, you should know more than, oh shit, they did a pretty cool video that showed some orcs and they talked about destroying buildings and castles and stuff. Like, get out there and do that research. I hope that every single guest I bring to stage is great and awesome and doesn't rug. But anybody that's followed my video content from the very beginning is, I've been in projects, I've been rugged. We've all been rugged. If you've been in the system for longer than 3 months, you're going to get rugged at some stage.
Never been rugged.
Yeah, you've been rugged.
No.
How many NFTs have you bought, Sixon?
I only buy smart projects, see. That's why I haven't been rugged.
That wasn't an answer?
Well, I don't know, 5 or 6 companies. So
people that do more than 5 or 6. Killer Machine, you won a NFT from DGen Racer cards, right? We had them here on stage. I bought 2, got 6 NFTs. Their Discord is just an oasis.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I nearly got rugged. I feel like I've been rugged on Zulana Alpha Blues, though.
Yeah, Alpha Blues. Like, I don't talk a lot about Zulana at the moment because they, I got mixed emotions on them. So I'm not always getting it right. Do I think they're a rug? No, I think they'll still go all right. But this is the thing, right? It's crypto. It's degenerate. People want your money. Be careful. Take your time. If you've only got a small amount of money, just don't go listening to old Barn Dog just because he's got that beautiful groomed beard. Like, actually get out there, do a little bit. Well, Sixon, I've rubbed him up a few times with it. He loves it.
Don't know if that's this day and age if that's acceptable though.
So I've talked about all of that stuff. I want to talk about mints a little bit later. Talked about that. Star Atlas. Let's talk about them quickly. I know there's more than 10 minutes worth of chat before we get Remnants on stage, Mr. Metaverse, but you are one of my main content creators I listen to update me on this, man. They've got 2 new ships this week.
They do have, I think actually there's 3 ships that I remember. They released 3 different silhouettes of the ships. But one of them we already know, which is the Thimble Lobby. So yeah, you could say 2 new ships this week. Not only that, they also updated their roadmap. If everyone's seen it, they update the roadmap every Friday, but they only have every town hall every February 18th. Not much has really changed. I'll just read it out and I'll put the link in the live questions for everyone to see. So the roadmap, the 3 main things is the DAO, is the global polish, and the showroom. Nothing really important for the DAO. Low fidelity prototyping is ongoing. So what does that mean? That means they're just trying stuff out. The global marketplace polish is looking good so far. They haven't actually changed how the assets look on the marketplace, but the buy and sell order buttons are slightly different. And the showroom as well. They're just doing some more testing, some more development work on the showroom. But they did give us a sneak peek, a 30-second video, and it's in the link that I put in the live questions. So you guys can go ahead and watch that. So and on top of that,
the way you talked about the showroom Metaverse was they want to make that like a multiplayer hub. You can meet others, potentially being like a VR experience. Is that right?
Yeah. So he did say that, but he said that would not be the first iteration. The first iteration, as they say, they're building as they go, is going to be you loading in, load a minimum of 2 ships that they have right now. And they have 3 different showrooms, so 3 different environment showrooms, I suppose, for 3 factions. And you should be able to go in, walk around your ship, walk into your ship. That's what they're working on now. And then in a couple of months after that, once they have all the assets in the showroom, you're able to do a multiplayer engagement where you can have a showroom, maybe a DAC gathering outside, that sort of stuff. It will be multiplayer, but they said at first it won't be, later on it will be.
So obviously with the crypto being very soft at the moment, ships are all down. I know you're tracking it a shitload better than I am. What's the general consensus? Are the jets, the X4s, are they diving in price as people off ramp them to get like the new stuff?
Yeah. So at the moment, the general consensus is that people are selling the smaller ships, which they previously had, because the new narrative in Star Atlas is that they're trying to make smaller ships for more people to be able to get into it, which we talked about before. Lower price entry. And people are realizing, we have 1,000 of these ships. Why do I have you've seen pictures of people with 2,000 of these X4s. Why do I need 1,000 of them? I should diversify and at least get some of the new ships because, hey, they might be better. Yeah, look at this guy. Oh, you got 25 of them. You see what? So nothing's really stopping you from selling maybe 5 or 10 and go and get another of these new ships that might be coming out. That might
I'm not
possibly
clicking.
be cooler.
I'm not clicking on another one. Fuck that. I bought more jets this week, so the price is $16 at the moment. So I just thought they were $30 at one stage. They'll go back up.
Yeah.
Eventually, it'll pump.
They will.
But
they will.
If this, like, I desperately want Star Atlas to bring me back. Like, I really want them to bring me back. They've shat on us, and I'm still positive and hoping that eventually they might do something. But it's still crypto, isn't it? You can still pick and choose if you want to sell this asset or not. I look at the fact that by buying more jets, because they're at a low price, you don't have to have a different line of repairs, maintenance, Solana transactions, and they're all fitting into that special fleet role as well. What's the fleet role called? Is it Hardened Fleet?
Yeah, Hardened Fleet, Veteran Fleet, and I think Elite or something like that. And then the last one, I forget. But as you say, the PSX4 is trading at a minus 25% discount at the moment. So, like, if you're looking for a ship, there's no point buying a new one at the new price, which is going to be MSRP. You buy a ship that's minus 25% discount.
And are they still coming out with the mixed Atlas and USDC?
Yeah, it's going to be 75% Atlas, 25% USDC. They must be happy with the current funds of the company, so they're trying to spur more Atlas usage and probably stop the slow bleed of the token. Yeah,
like you say, spur usage, give it a utility. I think it's a great idea, and well, it's still annoying though because then you're going to have to transfer Atlas into Atlas into USDC if you want to continue to rotate and buy new ships. But we can still buy the old ships at just that flat Atlas or the USDC.
Yeah, that's right. And on top of that as well, they're saying they're going to be bringing some other Atlas utility coming to the marketplace, which is in the revamp that they're working on right now. So possibly a staking of Atlas for, I don't know, discounts or X Atlas or something else in DeFi that we've previously seen.
Now, on your video, Metaverse, you didn't sound very content or happy about the Polis staking.
Oh, yeah, man. Of course. I think Polis has been underperforming as we all want because we've all been waiting for it to come in February. It's not going to come in February, maybe March, April. We'll see. But apart from that, people are also unhappy because they came out and said it's not going to be a high reward kind of staking.
Yeah.
They're saying it's mostly for voting. People think it's going to be high APY, like 80% or 60% as we're getting with the ships. But it probably won't be that. It'll be a lot lower.
What would your guess be on the APY?
Best guess, and probably some of the people in the AEP, we're thinking about the 30 to 50 range.
That's
which is still good,
That's still not bad.
Still good.
That's not bad. 30 to 50% is all right. Like you're getting less on shitloads of other Solana coins.
Yeah, so there was a lot of concern that some of the polar staking, if it's like 20% or like 15%, then no one would actually stake their polars because you would get a much higher return lending it on
Yeah.
Frankium, on Tulip, where you can get more of it. There's no point participating in the economy if people are borrowing the token and going to short it on the market, which is like downward spiraling, you know. So,
Yeah,
so
so
they have to make it above 20%, the normal lending rates. It will be 25, 30, 35.
they've had a lot of AMAs of recent when they had obviously Christmas break and stuff, which was needed. I think it was super important the team did actually take a Christmas break. Most teams should. But they've done a couple of AMAs back to back effectively, haven't they? So has there been any big reason as to why they're doing that?
To be honest, I don't know. It's just probably just in the normal rotation. Not just AMAs, they're doing like internal community focused content as well. So like this morning, they had a working at Star Atlas discussion with the head recruiter guy and then the guy who receives all the applications. And man, did they give off the impression that this is not a children's company. This is not a teenager's company. Like this is a company of 150 people that are super serious and they come from diverse backgrounds. It just like everyone in the community after we're talking about it, they're like, holy shit, we didn't know they were this good. Like it was good. It was good talk. They just talked about the jobs at Star Atlas, how to apply, the expectations, communication, different forms of communication they're trying to use. It was just very insightful.
I do. I just see what Killer Machine's saying there. They're selling people the dream. I was noticing on Twitter today, BitConnect. There was news about how the people shilling coins and stuff are now going to be held responsible.
That come around the BitConnect days, man, when all the YouTubers went down. That was, and same with USI Tech.
Yeah, but it's all
savage.
still going through courts at the moment, so that's actually going through. It makes me careful where we are in the like shilling things, but they certainly are selling the dream. But
there's people like Crypto Nick and stuff like that, they were making fucking millions of dollars, like just showing it. But a lot of people didn't see what happening is they were making all their money from people signing up under them as a fucking huge pyramid scheme. And when you looked at what they were breaking down, if you actually followed it, they were making more from people just signing up using their referrals than they're actually making from the platform.
yeah, and this is, I guess it's funny where I find myself in the space, and I try not to shield things too hard. Obviously, when you get really pumped and excited for something, you want to tell everybody and follow on to the pyramid scheme and all of those kinds of things. But look, shit, there's so many ways for us to go through crypto. But no, look, it's the Star Atlas things. I really want them to bring me back. Like I really do want it to bring me back. I haven't sold assets yet, but last week I got a bit peeved and said I'm gonna. But I still haven't sold them yet. But I mean, it's a down market. Why would you sell on a down market?
But even though you're pissed off with the game, the returns are still bloody good on the ships. Like you got to give them that.
That's true. You know, like not many other places you can get such good return on a ship, on like an NFT, or like an asset that still has a dollar value attached to it.
I still think that the Scores Tier 0 is a great release, even though it was delayed and late. I don't like the things before that, like them doing a whole heap of ship sales, including the R8, and then 3 days later saying, oh, hang on, the Score Tier 0 is now 4 weeks behind schedule. Like, they've been a company that hasn't fed us information that they full well would have known. They would have known that it was behind. So it should have been their responsibility to inform the public, look, guys, we're still fundraising, but we are behind schedule. Here it is, it's 4 weeks. People still would have bought the ships, right? But instead they chose to not give that information. Those are the things that are making it, to me, is it's that company. They're selling you the dream, they're selling you the promise, and they're more interested in earning that profit and fundraising for the future of it. I want it to work. I absolutely want Star Atlas to work, because flying a ship with me mates, 5 of us in outer space, whether we've got VR goggles on or just playing it as a normal computer game, that's awesome. I want to fucking do that, especially with me best mates. We've been gamers since day dot. We used to put our pocket money together and hire a Super Nintendo and play games all weekend long. But to be able to do that now for playing for pink slips, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel the sentiment, and you're not alone. Everyone else is waiting for Star Atlas to just bring it all back home, release the first iteration of the mining, crafting, and just, blast it out of the water. We're waiting for that,
The
and I
crafting is
hope it
good.
does come through.
The crafting would be a good loop for the game. Cream, is it that it's called Cream? I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Score, Cream. They've really picked some great acronyms. But I think the crafting will be a good loop. But like for me, really, wouldn't you think it should be a good thing for Star Atlas to have a hard hitting AMA with a fuck? It's got to be someone like Metaverse Nomads. Wouldn't it be good to see that in the community for them to hit someone like Metaverse Nomads and actually go to an open AMA and get asked some tough questions and be like what we talk about every week?
Yeah, yeah, of course, it would be great. I don't think it'll happen yet.
And that's
That's
what
the problem.
this is what makes me really like not if a game dodges us for so long. I've had so many games dodge just be hard to contact on Solana Gaming, and then you get so many really great games that just want to fucking talk about their project. They're open, they're decentralized, they're happy to talk. If you've got a tough question, if you think something's shit, those are the projects that I think deserve our time. And this is what's making it hard for me to get that love back for them, because I've learned a bit more. But if the team is there, you can go in and talk to them and say, "Oh, this is shit," and then they can say, "Oh yeah, look, we made a mistake, and this is what we're doing to fix it." Isn't that awesome? But we're not seeing any of that actual customer service from the team. They just keep shilling out and keep selling more ships. Like, this is what it comes down to. We're not giving you DAO governance, but we're going to sell 51 more ships. I don't know. It's still, I guess we'll just have to wait from there. Any more closing thoughts on Star Atlas, Mr. Metaverse?
No, man, that's it. Just keep up to date. And remember, like Barndog said, it is a free kind of market, kind of. You can sell your assets whenever you want.
Yeah.
No other thoughts, really.
This is blockchain gaming. So even right now, regardless of my sentiment towards the game, I could actually go and sell my assets. This is what it's really cool about the game, right? Is it's not necessarily about pump and dump. It's not about buying an NFT for 4 Solana and flipping it for 200. Everybody wants to get rich quick, but if you're in this ecosystem of gaming and you really want to have join these communities and find them and join awesome places, you can reach in there and get that. The missus getting my drink. She's such a wonderful woman. So, like, being a whole part of it, not everything's built overnight. Games don't get built quick. I still remember seeing the Chain Myth message today that the NFT prices are down, smoke a blunt, have a bit of fun. Like, these games take time to produce, and Star Atlas takes time to produce like anything else. It wants to build on UE5. Is that the smartest choice? Maybe not. But they're doing mini games, all the extra things and bits and pieces. But this is decentralized finance as well. It's blockchain gaming, Solana Gaming. It's fucking amazing. If you don't like it, sell your shit, move on to the next game. I'm living on the hope of the dream. But let's get our lads on. I've got Juice. Let's invite Juice to stage.
Oh, good, great name. Love a bit of juice.
He loves a bit of juice. He's in America, I believe, Mr. Juice. You can see right there. I'm not talking at the moment. I am to the.
I love me
people,
some OJ,
but
orange juice.
That's where you come into screen. Okay. Yeah.
Right, I was looking at the Remnants website. I'm thoroughly impressed. Gave me some DeFi land vibes. Oh, no, sorry, not DeFi land. DeFi Kingdoms.
Yes, yeah, they've talked about DeFi Kingdoms. We have sent the invite, Mr. Juice. And what's really interesting is they've got their fucking demo. Their game's been out since they launched. In like their first one, I believe, was December. I guess. Juice, welcome to stage. We'll fire you straight into the show. How you doing, dude?
Dog, what's up, brother? Yeah, that's right. That was one of our first goals, was to have the game playable day one. So I think our first mint was right before Christmas time, like December 22nd. And we had our alpha playable. So we've been up for a little bit, just cranking away, baby. How you guys doing? I've got my Yeti mug here, sixing, and I've got a little bit of juice and coffee.
Fuck yeah, that's what I want here, mate. I'm soul spoiler Yeti. Killer Machine like it too. He's a bit of a Yeti man.
He's
incredible.
literally just gone to the marketplace and he's going to buy a remnant off that comment alone.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sold
That's
now.
all it took.
Got to support our fellow Yeti, man.
Yeah, I mean, not to shill Yeti here, but I think I have got at least like 6 to 8 right now, plus the coolers. I'm like a brand ambassador without intentionally doing it in my household.
What makes it so good, gentlemen? Why is it so good?
It
Tell
keeps
me.
shit cold and hot.
Well, how's this? My Yeti had no ice in it today, just cold water. The fucking outside was burning my hands to hang on to it, yet the inside was freezing.
Oh, it does sound good.
If Yeti's listening, I'm open to sponsorships.
It would actually be a big one to crack, old Yeti. It's funny. Like I wanted to get sponsorship for the beer I drink because I'm low carb, and there's an Australian brewery in New South Wales that brews, and I would love to get Big Head. It's an awesome name too. I'd love to get a sponsorship for them, but the old gout started playing up, so I had to stop drinking them. But Juice, you're in America, yeah?
Yep, I'm in West Coast America, so it's like the ass crack of dawn here.
Yeah.
4:38 a.m. to be exact.
Dude, you are going to fill in great here. I love it. Decentralized. You can just swear. I love it. Ass crack of dawn. It is such a fucking horrible time for you, dude. Congratulations. Thank you for staying awake or having a sleep and getting up and to the alarm. But yeah, it's super awesome to have you on stage. I spoke with Stud a fair bit at the start, which actually kicked me into an interest of the game. And learning about your mint process, you minted in December, you then minted the remainder of them in January, I believe it was. You were very under the radar. Let's give a brief overview from what I know, straight up. 4,000 post-apocalyptic zombies, not zombies, post-apocalyptic survivors. And it is a game which is very, at the moment, click to earn, click to play. But you guys had something from the start. You actually had a fun cycle, a loot cycle. You built a brand. It's a loot brand. It's pretty funny. Yeah. You know, the guys love that shit. And this is, you know, making it a fun playable game. So you've been around. How I guess introduce yourself to stage quickly, Juice. Give us what you do at the team, and talk about how big the team is. And just your early process.
Yeah, so my place in the team, I run our marketing and sales efforts. So what that looks like is, you know, running the Twitter, and then hopping on these Twitter Spaces, hopping on these Discords, like with you guys. Our team is quite large for a Solana NFT project. So we have 5 full-time developers, a couple of front end, a couple of back end. We're actually actively hiring a mobile developer now that Phantom Mobile's out, and we do have our game playable on mobile too, but we want to gravitate towards that opportunity and really build that out, since our game, as you alluded to, is kind of click to play, idle and earn. So put an emphasis on mobile. We have 2 co-founders, and then we've got a couple of pixel designers on staff. You know, we've been working with a whole tokenomics team, iron out our dynamic, you know, tokenomics system we have coming out here shortly in the next few weeks. And then we also have a head of strategy as well, which recently joined us. So I think it brings us to about 10 total, including myself. So quite a large team, and just about everybody on the team is full-time. You know, we had guys leave very prestigious Fortune 500 massive companies just to take advantage of what we have here in the Remnants. So we recognize and appreciate the opportunity at hand. And like you were saying before, man, we're just looking to hit the ground running and keep that momentum, since the barrier to entry for Solana Gaming is low, and so is the bar. So we're trying to raise that bar up by just being a competent team that keeps pushing out new updates, new gaming features constantly, almost weekly at this point. And yeah, so far so good. We've got a great community, great team, and happy to be joining you guys here today to talk about it.
So a basic overview, you've got 4,000 NFTs that launched for, like, it was near a micro mint, wasn't it, in December, your first one?
Yeah, the whitelist mint was for zero point 0.6 Sol, and it was for around 400 users. We just wanted to get testing the game with real users and have them be able to get excited about the game and create almost like a word of mouth effect. But yeah, we did. I believe the spread of our mints, we did 4 tiers or 3 tiers, 400, 2,000, whatever it was. But yes, the total is 4,000, and we ended up our last mint on January 13th is when we closed it out.
And then, what was the process of the second mint? Was that just the remainder of the 4,000 in January?
Yeah, it was a combination of whitelist plus just public mint. So I think we ended up getting about 700 whitelist from the various DAOs around the Solana community, and then we had about 1,300 of public mint, and those were gone in 5 seconds. Tough to tell when the website goes from you have X available to sold out pretty freaking quickly.
Yeah. But did you guys I don't think I actually noticed because I did see the mint. I know my time around then, because in December I was still working full time in a fiat job, pulling levers on cranes. January, I didn't have the research behind it, so I didn't mint, but I still remember seeing it. I don't think you guys highlighted sold out in 3 seconds, all that kind of horseshit.
Our first one wasn't. So our first whitelist, took probably like 10, 15 minutes. That one was slow, and that was only 400 as well, if I remember correctly. The one that went fast was the public mint on January 13th. But you're right, the previous two were pretty slow.
And that's good though. Like what I'm trying to get to at the moment, your NFT is sitting in the 8 Solana range. Your camps are at 4 Solana.
Yep.
The camps did you get them dropped if you held a remnant, or you had to do something? I think you had to spend the camp coin, didn't you, to be able to actually get the camp?
A little bit of both, yeah. So at first we were just airdropping camps to holders. So if you had 10 remnants, you were getting 10 camps, and that was from the first 2 mints. And then I think we had about 2,000 left, and you had to spend 120 camp in order to mint the camp itself. At this point, I mean, we call it a basically free NFT drop camps. And like you said, yeah, they're 4 Sol now. I think they're at 6 Sol less than 48 hours ago. So those have found their own little niche as well. And honestly, personally, I think the camps will end up long term being worth more than the remnants by actually a couple of multitudes.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, for people listening, they might not have listened to other AMAs. At the moment, the camp gives you a 30% loot bonus drop, I believe it is. But they're going to restructure that, and I guess we'll talk about that. I've got one question I want to get into. I'm on my 3rd rum, so I want to make sure I get them in order. But what worries me is you've only got 4,000 remnants, and then if you're talking about giving awards to, not awards, I guess it is an award, but people holding 10 remnants, and I have seen in the videos and the how to loot, there was someone who had 10 in that picture. So 4,000 people, but lots of them are holding 10 plus. So, and you've got a lot of whales. Is that problematic for the game growing? Bums in seats. Well, that's a big problem. Yeah, you've got to have more than 4,000 players.
Yeah, something a topic of contention that we talk about a lot amongst our team, and we've already got a few fixes in place, or at least I should just call it game expansion, not necessarily fix. So, without going too deep into it, we've talked about the idea of bringing in female remnants at about a 4,000 collection. They would have their own in-game benefits. But yeah, to just expand on the universe itself, we understand there's two points here. One is it's a pretty high ceiling just to play the game right now, right? So if it's like an 8 Sol barrier to entry, it's not cheap.
And that's the problem, is that's the double-edged sword, is you've got 4,000 maximum. A lot of people are holding multiples, and it's a high Solana cost. So you're not going to have random people just, oh shit, I've got $500, I'll go and play this game. You can't.
Right. Yep. And we've talked about the idea of creating almost like a baseline character where you don't have to buy a remnant to necessarily play. So let's say, for example, you're interested in the game, you're interested in play to earn on Solana. You can log in like any other remnant would. You wouldn't own the NFT, but you'd be able to start doing some in-game actions to earn the utility token camp. So over time, you could build yourself up and work on actually getting the remnant through, you collect camp, you go to the liquidity pool, swap for soul, and then end up purchasing a remnant. So it's definitely top of mind for us. And there's a bunch of different ways we can go with it, but we're very cognizant of the fact that we want to not put a ceiling on ourselves for how many players can actually enjoy our game, for sure.
So I'm not sure if you've got dev stuff for us to see tonight. I've got my camp open. People can see it on YouTube as well. So did you have something you wanted to show us tonight?
Yeah, I've got we had our dev build out a specific instance where the loot trips are. So typically the loot trips can vary anywhere from like 4 to 8 hours, depending on the location. Our dev was kind enough to shorten that to 30 and 45 seconds for my guys.
Yep. So let's do it. So for everybody listening at the moment, let's jump down into the community AMA channel. Remember, it's it's not a push to talk, so you can actually make sure you've got a muted microphone unless you've got a question to ask. And this is a way that we can have Juice actually show us. If you missed the first 25 people, then you can see that live on my YouTube at the same time. Let's jump down into the channel below us. Do. And maybe this issue every week. So how do I bring, because this is restricted to Grape members. We had Dean here last week and that solved the problem, didn't it? I forgot about that.
I'll move Juice here.
Awesome. Go for it, Libra. Can we drag it? I've got some. I could do it. Oh shit, I can just drag him down.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Hey, good evening, Libra. Where have you been all my life?
I just have some busy weekend, Same thing happened last week.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Juice is just having some trouble getting into the this channel. He gets kicked every time he comes in.
This is what I did. I guess we just need to have a video channel set for this, or we can set one up maybe.
Does the public talk works? Or I guess he needs to verify first. Not sure. Yeah, he needs to verify his wallet first, Barndog.
Oh, is it only verified? Is that all he needs? That's what I'm looking
Yep.
at. Verified wallet's all he
He
needs.
is verified now. Yeah, it's all
All
cool
right.
now.
I think I'm in.
You're in, my man.
Hey. Let me, I think it was Metaverse that was in that other channel.
Oh, you made it.
Yeah, I got it.
That's my bad. I've got to get. I've still got to remind 5 months down the track. Got to keep telling people to verify their wallets.
Yeah, I had to reconnect.
See, I was going to ask you guys as well. You went to Matrika over using Grape.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to ask one of my co-founders who set up the verification. It's a little outside of the sandbox that I play in.
Yeah,
Um,
great. It's outside of my sandbox too. Dude. I only used Matrika once, and that was to verify my remnant for you guys.
oh, nice.
So I know
So
they've got an NFT system, and that you need 2 for a Discord server or some shit.
Oh, yeah? Okay. All right, am I sharing my screen here? Getting into the Remnants build.
Yeah, man. Share your screen. We are keen to see this.
Cool.
So, I mean, I can always chuck mine back onto for YouTube, but I've just got to collect. I have noticed if you leave it pause for 4 hours, come back later on, go to do your collect, you've got to reconnect your wallet. That's the only thing I've seen that's outside the box.
Yes, you do have to reconnect each time. I want to say it's more for security than anything.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I'm just used
Yeah.
to logging in, getting my Star Atlas ships, and seeing that the numbers just scroll down on it.
Have you played on mobile yet, Barn Dog?
No, dude, I've got Google, Samsung, so I don't have. I've got mobile wallets. So I'm just waiting for Phantom.
Okay. Yeah, they said they're going to move pretty quickly for Android, correct?
Yeah, March. I think they've got beta invites out for Android, but it's just not a stress at the moment. Like, it's funny because I'm working from home. I don't desperately need it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more so. I mean, when you're on the go, it's really nice. I mean, I was traveling around recently, and just being able to play on my phone was pretty surreal.
Yeah, that's the dream, isn't it? To be able to, like,
Dream.
I want something I can sit on my toilet and play. This is the dream for any man.
Yeah.
Any man that's got a wife and children. They want to be able to have a toilet game that they could just go and close the toilet, put their pants down, and just sit there and play a game. That's what we need. We don't have that in Solana Gaming at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Until now. All right, can you see my screen? I've got Longwood Valley up here in front of me.
Yeah, dude, you've got the banks, you've got the blacksmith. There's three places up there. I've been inside the bank, and there's like a whole heap of dead bodies and blood everywhere. I don't really know what it does yet, though.
Yeah, it was a mess. So the apocalypse didn't treat Longwood Valley too well. So there was some chaos, some bloodshed. It was ugly. But the bank will essentially be where we do single-sided staking for our utility token camp. Not live yet. I want to say within about a month's time, maybe a little longer.
But you've got utility, right? You can actually use the camp to buy locks, to buy keys, to upgrade items that you get in the game.
Yeah, so let's break that down a little one by one. So if you go to the locksmith, if you see up here, top right, these are the keys. Right now, each key represents a trip to one of these loot locations. So you've got the original 3 were prison, farm, and residential. So if you want to go on a loot trip, you have to have the keys. That's actually going to be replaced, a little spoiler alert, replaced by a stamina system.
Yeah.
Similar to like traditional games where, you have X amount of loot trips within your character, and then you can nurture them by either eating, drinking, crafting your own food. Different craft of different food will give different stamina. But, when we launched the game, the quick fix was to have these keys. So right now I have a ton of freaking keys, so I don't have a problem.
But they're dropped from owning the remnant, yeah?
Yeah, so each remnant, you'd get 2 keys per day. However, if you're doing a loot trip every 4 hours, half the day you can't really interact with the game, or more than half the day. So the fix that we came up with was the locksmith. So with the beautiful cheap cost of 22 camp per lock, you could actually buy one, you purchase, and it would go into your key inventory. The blacksmith, have you played around with crafting at all?
No, for me, I've only got one broken binocular so far. I don't have any flashlights.
Gotcha. So yes, so going to the blacksmith allows you to take said broken flashlights or different items and actually craft them. So let's look at my one guy here. Top left.
But don't you need 2 of the flashlight?
Correct. Yeah. So you need 2 of each item. So let's say broken binoculars here. We go to the blacksmith, go to broken binoculars. And so
coffee?
broken
No,
binoculars
I've had
plus
3.
250
Just a coffee,
camp
yeah.
tokens will get me a pair of binoculars, which increases my loot chance from 12% to 16%. And then on the flip side, if I upgraded that, then I can take my 2 binoculars and put together some professional binoculars, which would be 2% higher.
Oh, is it?
8%
So
more
you've got
advanced.
3 tiers of items already.
Correct. Yes. And that's just where we got started. So we launched this update about a week ago. There'll be many more tiers of items. There
Yeah.
will be a ton more items itself that will have different in-game benefits. If we look here in my inventory, we've got the hazmat helmet that actually gets you into the radiation zone.
Yeah, show the people that, because obviously the first loops you need to go to prison, get the bolt cutters, then you need to go.
Yep.
Yeah. Show us a quick loop of the actual village.
Yeah. So we've got prison, farm, residential here. Farm and residential, for the most part, are faster trips if you're trying to stack utility token camp. Then you've got prison, where if you see the loot list here, where it says bolt cutters. So bolt cutters at a 2% rate of earning these if you don't have any boosts on. The bolt cutters are what actually gets you into the military base. So the military base, you're catching on to the theme a little bit here. In the military base, you're looking for the backpack, which is just awesome utility. You're actually able to hold three items per remnant instead of 2. And then what you're really looking for is the hazmat helmet, which gets you into the radiation zone. And then also the ID card, which, again, another spoiler alert, will get you into the hospital and other government buildings around Longwood Valley. So let's just throw my guy on a loot trip real quick. So this guy has bolt cutters plus hazmat suits. So I'm actually going to send him to the radiation zone, see what he comes back with. Hopefully a megalite, metal detector, trolley, or the radioactive banana.
And
Can I confirm? Can I confirm if these tokens are actual NFTs that you can list them on Serum Market so other people can buy these, or they have to go through the gameplay loop and these items are account bound?
Yeah, great question. So you're referring to the camp tokens, correct?
Yes, the camp tokens and also some of these like the binoculars, broken binoculars, or ID card. So can I go and buy the ID card on Serum?
I actually did
So-
look to see as well in my wallet to see could I find my broken binoculars. So are they fungible tokens?
So 2 things here. The camp tokens, yes, those are in your Phantom wallet, Soulflare, whatever wallet you're using. Those right now do have in-game utility since you're spending them to craft, spending them on the locksmith. Really what we're building out here for the Remnants is one of the full first, how should I phrase it? We're building out a dynamic player-owned system. And what I mean by that is we're going to have a peer-to-peer market. So alluding to your point of can you trade these? Yes, the answer is yes. The items you'll be able to trade, but it's on a marketplace, custom marketplace that we're building.
Let's throw your devs under the bus here. That's coming out soon, isn't it?
Which part? The marketplace?
The in-game marketplace, yeah.
Yeah, let's throw them under the bus. It's very close to being done. We're just dotting our I's and crossing our T's. I want to say we're maybe a week, 2 weeks out, but it's going to be a huge game changer for the game itself. Where am I? Lost my place. Where did my window go?
We can see it. It just went from
Okay,
full screen
I got
to
it.
nonsense.
Yep. So camp will be tradable, and it will be. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Serum or on Radium or where the liquidity pool will actually be hosted.
And have we
But
got full tokenomics for that, like end total cap, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So we've been working with the tokenomics team over the past couple of weeks, and we've been so grateful for the patience of our community as we build this out, because we really want to do it right. And I mean, you guys were talking about it before, where the sexiness of Solana NFTs right now is being able to earn yield off of the NFTs. No one just wants to have an idle token in their wallet anymore. But at the same time, we wanted to make sure we had a full working game with dynamic tokenomics model, just so it's like, there's longevity to it. We didn't want to launch something where everyone's just going to say day one, all right, let me dump all of my camp, take some Solana and go into the next project. We want the game to actually be enjoyable, make it be fun, and have the proper burn mechanisms in place so this game can last a year, 2 years, 3 years. we can build. The sky's the limit. I mean, what you see now, we're maybe at like 3-4% development of what we plan for the game. So we're really just interested in longevity, and we want to make sure we get the tokenomics model right. That being said, we're maybe a week out from launching our tokenomics white paper. And I promise you, there's nothing like it in Solana nor blockchain gaming at the moment. It's really special.
Oh, stop it! Come on,
I'm a
everybody.
modest guy too.
Everybody says that. I like it.
So
I do actually like what I've seen so far from you guys, and you know, I'm not here to tickle your balls. It's good. It's actually, you've got something that is working. I've tested it. The bolt. I'm still trying to find me bolt cutters, but I'll keep going there. I like how you get 2 keys a day. So it gives you a bit. You can choose. Do you want to go to the farm? You've got 3 choices at the start. I think it is the farm, residential, prison, and you've got to get those levels complete before you can go to the next level. That's effectively where it is. But the blacksmith, upgrading your items, 3 levels. That shit is cool. It's actually. It's gamifying it early. Yes, it's click to earn, but you guys have got a pretty hardcore following. It's just one of the big problems is that 4,000 player base if you've got people holding 10 plus remnants. So you've got numbers in the back end there of camps. Like, is it 1% listed or something like that? It's something really low.
the camps, yeah, I think we were down to like 0.3% listed a couple days ago when we were dropping some alpha on the camps.
And the number on your screen at the moment, 1754, that's low. It's normally, that's the number of remnants actually playing the game at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, no, that's just the number of camp tokens in my wallet. So right now, the number 1 right here is number of remnants currently exploring. That's just myself in this testing environment.
That's what I was looking for. So I'm looking at 3811 on my screen.
Yeah, we're consistently, what is it? 3891?
3811, so 3,811. So that's actively playing the game.
Yeah, that means there's that many remnants currently on loot trips, which is what, like 95% out of the 4,000?
Yeah, it's fucking huge.
Yeah, and so that's like our staking metric. So we've gamified staking. So people say like, oh, what percent of your users are staking their remnants? While it's not traditional staking, that's what we look at when people ask that question. So yeah, that is fucking huge.
It is, and it's. I like how you've actually said that as just a form of staking, because I didn't really click with that as well, as it's gamified your staking process of it. It has. I've logged onto the game. I still log it in every day since I've got it. I was going to hold out, for everyone listening, I was going to hold out until tonight to get Start or Juice to actually show me what the fuck I've got to do. But they're like, no, start earning your stuff. And originally speaking, I thought, I won't buy a camp. And then I spoke to them and then they said, oh, no, the camp system may change. I thought, fuck. I spent 2 Solana on my camp and it's sitting at 4 or 5 Solana. So, it's really cool to get you guys on, and it sounds like you're going to have a massive amount. If you're telling us you're at 3-4% of your game build now, give us a quick 5 minutes on the next 6 months. Oh, let's not go 6 months. That's rough. Let's go 3 months. What's the next 3 months looking like for Remnants?
Yeah, good question. So the next month is going to be a huge sprint in getting a bunch of things that we need to get out in order to, as you guys know better than most, the attention span of Solana NFTs and particularly gaming right now, if you're not keeping users engaged, they're going to go elsewhere. So for us, it's been about just pushing updates live as quickly as possible. That being said, we're definitely going to get the V2 of our white paper out in the next few weeks. I'll dive into that soon. But we really just want to get a liquidity pool up live in the next few weeks too, so users can actually play and earn instead of just playing and sort of earning at the moment in the utility token. We're going to have crafting. Crafting and resources is going to be a huge part of the game.
Yeah.
We talked about implementing the idea of vehicles to get around Longwood Valley. There's going to be skill trees where you can actually take your remnant and devote them to a particular skill.
Yeah, I love the skill tree talk, and also you've got blueprints and stuff coming in too. Yeah, where you're actually going to find a blueprint and that could potentially mint some helpers.
Yeah, exactly. So there'll be blueprints that you can either loot from loot trips or craft them at your station. And having blueprints will give you the ability to either craft particular items or a particular weapon, or even in the next few weeks, we're going to have companions as well.
Yeah.
So you figure like the Genesis collection of companions will be, your simple animals you might see at the veterinarian, dog, cat, bird, but then we'll also have some sexier companions as well, where it could be like a donkey or a steed or even a radioactive monkey. It increases your chance of surviving out in the wild and being more successful on these loot trips. Or even long term, you want to talk about end game content as well. We're going to be having layers and bosses and dungeons too.
And a bit of
we'd like
PvP, yeah? You want to aim for some PvP?
a little bit of PvP. We essentially want it to be more social. Right now, it's really just click and play, but we'd like to have a social aspect to it where you could actually walk around with your remnant in gangs or clans and take on other gangs and clans, or take on a goddamn demon somewhere underneath Longwood Valley. So again, the sky is the limit. We're really trying to crank out the liquidity pool here, get that player-to-player marketplace up in the next few weeks, and really turn it into a play and earn blue chip here over the next 6 months.
So talk on play and earn a little bit then, because I've not classed this game in my mind as a play and earn. That's a very bold statement, and I'm not trying to highlight it and put you on the spot. What would a play and earn situation be like? We're talking 9 Solana, 8-9 Solana to get into the game. So what's an average rotation of the game going to be able to earn some money and potentially play and earn?
So it'll really be up to the remnant, right? So you'll have users who, they may have one remnant and their strategy is, look, I'm just going to go on loot trips and, loot my balls into the ground and just collect camp tokens and then swap it out for Solana and get my return on the investment that way. You might have people who go the land route. So it's going to be very similar to real life. You want to earn passive revenue, you can own a certain amount of camps, and each camp will have the ability to two things: have a crafting station, so then you could actually craft items on your land, and then sell those items in the player-to-player marketplace. That's one way to earn more camp tokens. Or you can have generators on the land. So picture we're going to have almost like a Bitcoin mining rig generating camp on each piece of land. So the land itself that we're building into the tokenomics will be a huge generator of tokens. So you could just be a land baron and generate tokens and not even have to participate in the game, and just slowly over time make your initial investment and then some back.
To interject there, so you've outlined the crafting system, which is robust. You've got a huge crafting system there, which utilizes your camp tokens, and now you're talking about generators for people to mint the tokens and for you to go on trips to get more tokens. The only utility, like the only thing I can see giving a deflationary pressure to the camp token is through the crafting at the moment. And there's lots of ways for people to earn the camp tokens. What are the ways that people will be able to spend their camp tokens? It's not just selling it to Solana or USDC, but what's actually keeping the price higher? What's the utility?
Yeah, there's a bunch of burn mechanisms that we have set in place that will be implemented. Those will all be in the version 2 of our white paper. But for example, something like minting a companion in-game will cost camp tokens. Buying items in the marketplace also will be denominated in camp and not Solana.
Awesome.
So, for example, I want to buy. If I'm a new player, if I have the change or the camp tokens, I can go and technically buy my way into the higher ranks by purchasing better items and then going on loot trips. Did I mention companions? Sorry, I lost my train.
No, you mentioned companions. I've just linked a little picture there. One of the books in the blacksmith. I didn't actually read the name, but even upgrading your items is the usage of the actual token.
Yeah. So, for example, we launched the blacksmith last week, and I want to say it was like 35% of all camp tokens in circulation were burned day one from our users crafting items, which is pretty incredible. And that's just that single burn mechanism. Now, it's tough to extrapolate that out into the future and say, is that 35% going to be consistent? Which is why, as you were saying, we need to introduce different deflationary burn mechanisms around the game. So it's something that's been thought at and talked about ad nauseum, and 100% taken into account as we built out our tokenomics dynamic pricing model.
Yeah, thanks for answering. We do see lots of these games that come out with like great economies, such as you. Like you're similar to Star Atlas. You have a giant economy that's going to be scrolling very soon, and you have a giant inflationary pressure on your token because people earn it. And then what I usually ask is, what's your deflationary pressure? Supply and demand of any market, which is what you guys are doing now. You're creating a free market. It's going to be supply and demand.
Exactly. Yep. And there'll be simple things too. Like if you own land, there's going to be a land tax in order to keep operating that land. As I alluded to before, you're going to have a crafting station and generators on your land. So landowners will need to spend camp in order to get those revenue generating resources up and running. So there's a ton. I'm just excited to get our white paper out in everybody's hands. So we can start to talk about it at more in depth.
There's heaps we could go through more, dude. You've been fucking amazing tonight. I've got a big one. Just one of the big questions I've got, but we want to kick into just finishing off the show as well. We've got a little bit of extra stuff, but yeah. So if you want to now expand past the 4,000 players, because you've got your 4,000 survivors, is it DAO controlled, the decisions going into the game?
They will be. So if you see on my screen here on the little this right by this water feature,
a little Rome building.
Yeah, that's going to be our town hall. So there will be a DAO mechanism in which owning a remnant is like a proxy. It gets you votes within the town hall. So we'll be hosting in-game events where any major game updates that would heavily affect the value of the remnants and/or the camps will be placed to a vote within the DAO. Not sure on the timing there. I'd have to go back to my team. Happy to circle back and let you know. But we want the community to be as involved as possible as they have been from the beginning. They've been great giving us feedback, fixing bugs, helping us fix bugs. So it will be put to a vote for most big decisions. Yes.
Yeah, it was just a funny one. I first spoke with Studward, and it's interesting seeing how Juice, you obviously come in. You're fucking amazing. 4:00 in the morning. You are on point. We've had.
Thanks, bro.
It's an Australian time zone for us. It's our night time. We've got 3 Aussies running it, so it's very easy to get ask people to come along. But you are super on point, and we've had some rough dudes at some horrible times and nights for them. But obviously, Stud's in England, I believe, so the time was good for him, which was why I first invited him along. But he should definitely get on more because he really sells the game. If you talk to Studward, he's energetic, he's fucking awesome, and that was one of the things that I'm like, I should really be watching this game, and I should be getting you guys to Grape to talk to you. This is so much of what enjoying games and seeing them coming out. You've got a working product. It's not hardcore. It doesn't need to be hardcore, but you've made that staking section pretty cool at the start.
Yeah, exactly. I think you guys were talking about it before too. Traditional gamers have been hesitant to come over into like the NFT gaming blockchain world, and I think it's because games just aren't fun yet. So for us, the whole concept, like our credo, has been build a fun game, work out instead of just like, oh, let's get our players, a 500% yield on single-sided staking. Like that's fun for what, 24 hours watching your balance go up.
It's not gamified enough. But we still don't have a World of Warcraft. We don't have a League of Legends. But you still want to be able to play the game and think about the game, right? As a gamer that plays World of Warcraft and it has 9 accounts open farming Black Lotuses, and it has an alliance and a horde character, and I'll fuck you up if you come near my Black Lotus. You need something, and you need a bit more. And even looking through, I still didn't notice there was actually 3 levels in the blacksmith. Like I'm impressed with seeing that. It makes it super cool. I guess any more questions from the crowd first and foremost, because obviously we need to finish out. We've got a good 15 minutes before the show normally finishes. We always go overtime. But I definitely don't want to cut off if we've got questions. I love getting these guys to stage, and I could easily have you guys come back at a different time.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Bring my
No,
Yeti.
no initial questions from me, but it looks good. I mean, you do have a few comparables, such as DeFi Kingdoms on Harmony. Have you guys heard of this?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. We've heard that comparison quite often. I mean, yeah, it's something solid to shoot for just because they have the brand name. I wouldn't say we're using that as a muse at all. It just happens to be, pixelated, building out a player-owned economy, just on Solana with a slightly different theme. But yeah, we've heard that comparison.
Yeah, I would say you guys have an upper hand because you are like solely on Solana. You have the whole attention of Solana.
And more liquidity, right?
And more liquidity. Yeah, that's right. Lego
Yep.
building blocks,
Yeah, exactly. I know they were building to go on Avalanche too, correct? So,
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, we have our sights set pretty high, and just excited to share it with everyone. What's coming next?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what's coming next? Obviously, land, companions, all kinds of shit, right? Like it's pretty cool that I like the basis. You get 3 little bits of land to go through at the start. You get 2 keys a day. You've got to get through one section to get to the next section. Like everyone says, when you first join in the Remnants Discord, they'll all help you and say, go to the prison. That's your best chance to get bolt cutters. You'll need them. So obviously you listen to the crowd, and bang, I've been smashing them out. Yes, I can do 4 hours and go to the farm. I can do 4 hours, do residential, but you need the bolt cutters because you need to get to the military base to get yourself the hazmat suit to go into the radiation zone. We didn't touch on you can become a zombie in the game. Is that still possible at the moment?
Yes, so it's a very, very small chance. Let me check what the current chance is.
0.0006 or something.
0.004. So it's pretty low. I think we have about 45 zombies that have been bitten, or remnants that have been bitten so far. There's going to be a hard cap on that, so it'll only be a fixed percentage of total supply ever. I think it's either 100 or 150. So you start to look out in future times. Now, they don't have an in-game advantage yet, but there's a very good chance that zombies will have an upper hand in gameplay in the future here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we can keep going. It's got huge Walking Dead feels and vibes to it. And this is something I spoke with Studbud about. Like the team was watching a whole shitload of Walking Dead while they were talking about it, thinking about it, and you can definitely see it in the prison as well, like the looks of that prison camp and looking at the people. But yeah, I bought myself a dude with a little wand. Everyone keeps telling me it's a torch, but I swear it's a fucking wand. And I'm the bearded mage that's come back to save, the remnants.
It's a wand. I mean, it is a torch, but hell, it's a wand.
But I appreciate you coming on, dude. Super rough time for you. 4 o'clock on your morning. It's
That's all right.
I've had 3 rums while we've been here. It's super good fun. I guess the closing thoughts for me is, how can someone get into the game when it's at 9 Solana? What's the long-term view for someone thinking about potentially jumping into this now?
Yeah, it's a good question. So let me ask you guys, what do you think the biggest concerns are going to be for someone on the fence about getting in? Because that's something we think about. I'm trying to put myself in the user's shoes. 9 Solana is nothing to scoff at. It's what, $800-900 right now. So what do you think the thought process is when people are doing their due diligence on this game?
I'll let you take that one, Metaverse, because I've got a good answer for it, but I actually like how you flipped that question on us, Juice.
I'm truly curious.
So we'll take it from just my perspective. I haven't bought one yet. I'm just finding out about you guys generally tonight, a lot about it. So first thing, I don't know, is your team doxed at all?
We doxed to the Rad Rugs team when we were going through the verification process. So I mean, our we've all shared our actual real life names within
Yep.
the Discord. So if people wanted to go find us, they know where we are. So
Awesome.
doxed enough, I'll call it.
Yep. Second concern is the price of entry is high. You guys saying you have plans to reduce this, so that should work out well. My second concern is the inflationary pressure of the token. You guys sound like you have a plan to address this as well.
Yep, huge plan. Yep.
And apart from that, it's more so the specifics, the details, the white paper, the tokenomic paper that you guys are going to bring out later. Apart from that, I don't see a reason why this shouldn't attract new users. So once the details are out in your white paper and you actually flesh out what the long-term vision is, what you guys are planning to bring out, maybe the small roadmap or something, then yeah.
So we're about 1 week out. I actually just messaged one of our co-founders about the white paper ETA. So we're about a week out from releasing that V2, which will talk about all those burn mechanisms, because we understand it's got to be deflationary in order for this game to succeed. And for the cost, yes. So the rough plan in order to introduce more users into the ecosystem at a lower price, we're planning on launching, again, something we have to talk about the community with and make sure everybody's on board. But we're going through the conceptualization and creation of female remnants. That would be a lower entry price and get it into the hands of some new players too, to expand our user base.
Yeah, of course. You have the whole plan, female remnants, then maybe camps, then maybe kids using the token to breed them, like that whole cycle. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Like it from an outside point of view, it does look like you guys have thought some things through, and at least you're ahead of the curve because you actually have a working product and you have like something we can see, and you're above 90% of the people are in Solana, the NFTs in Solana. So like outside speaking, it's already pretty good for us to get in, and if you address some of the concerns, then it'll be a lot easier. And as well as mobile integration that you'll have everyone in the Southeast Asian countries being able to play this. So it's looking.
Oh shit!
Users here in the next week or so.
Yeah. I think the next thing would be just to market, get your name out there, plus collabs, plus partnerships, this sort of stuff. It is, kind of the icky part of doing business, but at the same time, it's user acquisition. You need to be able to get your name out there to say, hey, we've got this nice game. If you come and look, you stay.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Sales is part of it, right? You got to do some self-promotion at some point.
Yeah, that's
true. I mean, obviously you've got to promote, but I still think the price of 9 Solanas is a very high entry point. It's hard when you think about it. It's only $900, right? Nians came on the scene. I shit on Nyan Heroes because they came out at 6 Solana when they were doing it, but that was at $200. So it was $1,200 to get a Nyan Hero. I don't like how they did their launch. We can talk about that later, but that was $1,200, yet they sold out, right? They sold 11,000. The biggest point I think is that you need those females, the breeding, all of that. And I was interested to find out about how that works, whether it's the DAO has to vote it in, but I don't think any well thought out DAO would deny the tactics. If they're coming out, they're a lower entry cost. It's a lower way to bring other people and gamers into the system, then most people would vote to do that because they want the longevity of the game. That's important.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's been the sentiment that the community has shared too. Just exactly what you just said.
Yeah, people don't want to shit on their own investment. But 4,000 people isn't enough. Like 4,000 gamers. If 200 of those have 10 each, I don't know what the specific numbers is, but 3,800 out of 4,000 are looting. Like, this is huge.
Yeah, exactly. It's important too to kind of place ourselves like relative to other games too. So is Star Atlas, are they by Gala Games?
No, that's Metaverse Nomads are very deep into Gala Games. That's unless you've watched them, maybe that's why you would think that.
Yeah. I'm actually in one of their guilds for Mirandus.
Yeah, Miranda's. You'll hear a lot about those guys. They're not. It's really. I like those guys because they're objective. And I've got a little bit of nerd love for the guys. They've got a couple of good beards as well. Just putting it out there. But they're actually very objective. Even if they don't like something, if it's making them money, then they'll say that. But that they will shit on Gala Gains in a heartbeat. But they're actually knowledgeable, like they have good knowledge. But no, Star Atlas is Solana, and it's its own beast.
What's the entry point there?
$15.
15 to start playing.
Is that a what's that off? Jay and Silent Bob, isn't it? $15, little man. Put that shit right in my hand.
Exactly.
So $15. But yeah, I guess it's different. Star Atlas, the entry points, it's I don't know a lot of really super cheap games. Like I'm very deep in Step N, and a pair of sneakers is 7 Solana, right? But the difference with Step N is you're earning $20 a day at the moment. Is that sustainable long term? Absolutely not. You've got to really look at that. That is not sustainable long term.
Right.
But they're building up a user base. They've got 15,000 per day users. Daily active users is 15,000, right?
Solid.
Yeah, it's fucking huge. And Star Atlas doesn't come close. But they want 100,000 by the end of March. That's a beast in itself. But this is why I look at you can't build a PvP game around 4,000 players. And again, I'm circling back to that. But we really do need to lock out the stage, I guess. I'll give you a few minutes, Mr. Juice, and just close us off, my man. What should we be looking forward to in the next couple of days, next week, 2 weeks? Why should we come into the server, loot, and have a bit of fun?
Yeah, so definitely look out for the player-to-player marketplace. I think that's going to be a huge deal as we start to build out this player-owned economy. I think that will get some new eyeballs, new attention. It's just a fun way to start to earn that utility token. I would be on the lookout for our liquidity pool as we start to introduce, as you were saying, you're skeptical or didn't place this in the play to earn yet. We're looking to get there as soon as possible. So look out for that. Look out for the possibility that we drop the new female Remnants collection in the next month or so. And just, we work on just basic content updates on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. So we'll probably have another loot trip location here in the next few weeks. Introduce the bank with single-sided staking. The town hall and the DAO, that's coming here shortly. Companions are coming in hot too, so look on updates for that. Whether you can mint them in game for camp or find them while out on loot trips. The best reason to really join us is just the community, man. I mean, they're incredible. Usually, Barn Dog, they welcomed you with open arms, pointing you in the direction of the best game strategy. But our chat, for the general chat, goes almost 24/7 at any time. I mean, that's why I'm up at this point too, because there's always people chirping in the chat. Somebody's always looting. Somebody's always dropping some alpha. So the community is extremely, extremely friendly. The talk about floor price is really rare. We have a rule: if you talk about floor price, you owe 15 push-ups. So it's really, really just focus on the game, focus on the fun. Focused on building the community out. I've actually, I was just reading before I joined, one of our users wrote a Medium article on the topic of how the Remnants NFT can give camp sustainable value. So happy to share that with you guys too, because it's really well written. And then in the next week or so, we're going to make sure we get that white paper out, the new version 2 out to everybody, so they can really read up on these deflationary mechanisms and what's next for the Remnants.
No, man, that's awesome. I absolutely concur on that. The community is popping. I've been in there multiple times a day, and it's a big teller when you pop into a game and you can actually see a vibrant community. And look, I pulled back on this 4,000 question a couple of times, but if I see that they're actually active and busy, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So it is super cool to see, dude.
Yep. Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been kind of surreal, to be honest, where we started out in last September where we are now. We didn't imagine we'd get here this quickly. But now we have the opportunity, so we're building out the team, building this game as quickly as possible for it to be enjoyable for everybody.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing the next zones. I can definitely see how it works out. You've got so much more land available there. You need to get the bolt cutters to get to the military base, and then you got to get there, and you got to get the hazmat suit. It's cool to see. I think you did mention the hospital was a potential place to go to. The farm coming out, companions coming out. There's heaps of gameplay. Super awesome, dude. I appreciate jumping on. We've got a good 15 minutes before we close off stage. So if everybody wants to jump back to the Grape stage, and we will wish you adieu there, Juice, and thank you for coming on stage, man.
You got it. Hop back over there.
Oh, have you got an AMA afterwards, Metaverse?
No. It closed down, so I just started it quickly.
Yeah, I've tried it a few weeks back. I tried it and had a play sitter. I had the missus. She's got an A class. You'll see her on stage. There she is. Actually, the missus is watching. Hey, so I tried having her hold the stage. So I sat that on the computer behind me, and it still closed down.
Yeah.
I guess we could just drag people up. I'll see if I can drag people up. This is hard, so I'm going to try to change away from doing the swaps. I did say this last week. I think we're better off sticking with all staying on stage and then potentially me streaming it on the side.
I still think a swap is good. It gets it's like, listening to a lecture. Everyone gets up, does a stretch, and then gets back to work after. Like it's people to see.
It's more than a talking head. Like this has been the hard. I've really loved what we've done over the last 5 months. Every night's been fun. We've got some pretty cool fucking outtakes and stuff, and a whole lot of that. But this is I am looking forward to doing the events starting from Tuesday, which is the Grape Gaming Day or Grape Gaming Session or whatever we've coined it, because it's going to be us sitting in the one channel. And that's going to likely be what we've just come from, the AMA channel, maybe a different one. I'd like to make it a Grape A member community for a couple of reasons, but I like that we can have camera, we can have screen share from the devs, and then, of course, I can stream it to YouTube so people can watch for free. People don't have to come and pay or be a Grape member. But, yeah, it's just to actually have the devs be able to play something. That is cool, like they can show us what they want. The dev loot cycle there, I didn't see a whole lot, but I can't loot that military base that we're at, that Juice was on.
Yeah, you probably have some prerequisites to fill before you get there.
It should be public stage. We've gone to the wrong stage, Metaverse.
Have we?
Yeah. Public stage, ladies. That's a bit awkward.
That is very awkward. Yeah, the Remnants sound pretty good, man. That dude knew his shit. He spoke brilliantly, and for the time of morning it was and everything.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? And this is, I'm only 3 rums. The missus is pouring me weak rums now. She got me 2 pissed a few weeks back. But it's super cool when you can actually hear a switched on guest and they know their shit. And if he's doing media and he's a part of it, he actually knows, and you can see he's playing the game. I think Juice might have had number 2 Remnant, but it was on a dev build, so I'm not too sure how that's working. But yeah, I'm impressed. Like I'm happy I bought one just for the simple case that obviously I've made profit. But at the same time, it actually looks like a playable community, and this is super important. Like we want games, we want to be able to play games. So I'm curious to see where it goes with the land cycle, because obviously we didn't mention metagates tonight, but I've got metagates back Tuesday. They're going to be putting out land cycles and stuff, and it's a big hot topic. Metaverse, you get a land, you get an apartment in Portals that went up to 80, 90 Solana. I bought a headset this week. I've got a Oculus.
Hey, we should get you in there. We should meet up in the Lux Entertainment District.
Yeah, I've got to get your friend listed on it because I know you've got Oculus as well, Metaverse. So I had a bit of a play tonight. The missus took some video footage. I'm shirtless, so I don't know that I can share that. I can share it in Discord, can't I? Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. So I got mine for the Lux Metaverse. I want to do another AMA with them. Metaverse is going to have another AMA with them. And I think that we will still potentially get a Grape mansion. But imagine us doing tonight in a Grape mansion and we earn a little bit of Lux coin at the same time.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. And I'm looking forward to it. Because it does look good. Like when you're inside in the VR headset, it looks great, to be honest.
Without shilling them, have you watched any of their, because he does Twitch as well as they do some YouTube stuff. Have you seen any of those?
I've seen some Twitch stuff, some Twitch content from them, and a bit of YouTube, but nothing that really strikes me as special or different.
So they don't have a lot of people in there, right? But what really impressed me was his knowledge of the product. This is what I've talked about, and even Sixon said the same with Juice, is he actually knew his nightclub. So he went in there, he was showing people, someone randomly jumped in and tested it with him. A guy from somewhere in Europe. I can't think of the name. But he's like, oh, come over and have a look at this and we'll get some lightsabers and we'll place. And he walked him all through the whole nightclub from 3 different levels. And he actually knew the product and was genuinely excited to talk to just some random dude. And they said hello and met where they were from and all those kinds of things. And that to me shows a developer that's both keen to build the product but knows his product as well at the same time, and that's super important.
Yeah, that's what you want. You need people who to explain the product, who actually built the product, and not usually someone who's in marketing or someone else from another field of the company who can't fully answer or show you the product to its fullest extent. So it's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, and even on that, like if your marketing person actually knows the product, then you're selling a good product, don't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, just to reiterate, we are coming close to closing down stages. How did we go with the whitelist tonight, Mr. Sixon?
I still got heaps to give away, man, but I've given away a lot. Pretty well everyone's got one now.
All right,
do it. The show.
Can we post that then? These are time sensitive, so we had 40 to 50 to give away tonight. Ramon Online, so Ramon Online. You can find them through the Barn Dog Twitter. Always follow the safe links, right? Like we don't say this often enough. Find the safe links. Don't just Google things. Generally speaking, you can find by clicking on a Twitter. Normally they've got the proper links on them. But we've got them on stage next week. So the beautiful thing is that if you're not sure who the fuck is Ramon Online, come back next week. Solana Gaming Saturdays. We're giving it away another 2,500. Grape. And you can actually ask old mate Yippie is his name, Yippie. He's in Singapore. I think he just went to the Singapore hackathon. Doxed. He did a presentation. He's got a bit of a face mask, Darth Vader on. But yeah, it looks cool. I like the idea of it. I know Metaverse put it on his video. I put it on a video. The Grapevine, while we still had a hold of that, put it on their Grapevine. They look cool. I like the video was good, but a game's got to be more than just a cinematic trailer, right?
Yeah, that's right. We need gameplay, just like we were able to see tonight. The space is moving. You can't just do the minimum viable product and try and get it out anymore. You have to actually show that there's substance to it. So, and it looks.
That's why I do like some of the tweets they've got. You can actually see the dev build, and you can see them building it out. And Metagates has been really good for actually. And now I've got my gaming show with Barn Dog on screen. But Metagates has been good for opening my eyes to watching the dev builds a bit more. I've done a couple of videos with them. They're coming back this week. We've got also Gamerplex Tuesday and Eisber Chain, right? So if you guys actually want Eisber Chain, or sorry, if you want gameplay at the moment. Eisber Chain have a second boss up that's active to be played. If you beat the first boss, Hulk Jouster, it's not fucking easy, I can tell you that. If you can actually beat it, it will likely get you an NFT in game. So it's important. This is free to play at the moment. You can see if you want to play the game. It's a very World of Warcraft Diablo styled game, and it's going to be about going in consistently and doing the same battles again and again, fighting those bosses over and over and over. If you get the Hulk Jouster NFT, that will give you a better chance. I think you do more damage to the Hulk Jouster, which is important because he doesn't take a whole lot of fucking damage. You got to run away a lot. I sucked at it the first couple of times. I still haven't beaten him though. But yeah, we've got them back on Tuesday as well. So I'm super keen to see this event succeed, do well, but have a bit of fun at the same time, right? Yeah. Quarter two. Let's look at closing thoughts, I guess. Mr. Sixon, we'll start with you. What closing thoughts from tonight? How do you reckon we went? What was the night like?
Oh, it was a great show, man. The guest was on the ball. He spoke clearly and fluently regarding the shit time you probably had to be up at. We had a few American guys that always gets down in the dumps, a bit sad and tired, but he was on fire. That's all good. And I thank you for everyone for coming. And whoever has got a whitelist already, hit me up and I'll send you one.
Let's hand the rest of those out tomorrow. We can work that out with Grape. And how did you go for Grape tonight? So we don't talk about it often enough, but we give away 2,500 Grape every week. The idea is to get our C-class members and verified wallets. If you've got a verified wallet, you can earn Grape for free. Turning up, talking, saying hello, like asking. Oh, shit, even the missus is talking in Discord. She's getting into it. She's loving it. Yeah, so
two great winners were Co D96 and Rao 870. I've messaged them and all that and broke the numbers down.
Yeah, awesome. Rao is one of our step end brethren. He's coming into a lot of the events and stuff, and we're building out this event, this whole stage, this Grape. It's all growing. We're becoming one big happy family. Mr. Metaverse, what do you reckon?
I reckon tonight's guest was very well selected. Thank you for bringing him to our attention. I am excited for the game, but I don't know if I can spend the high price of Solana to get one of their NFTs at the moment. So I might have to wait for them to introduce their lower tier selections for me to be able to get in.
We've still got Juice on the stage, which is also in the crowd. So what would your recommendation be on the females coming into the game? What would be a good way of marketing those to get people into the game?
1 Solana-ish, maybe 1-2 Solana-ish. That is possible when they have the females, they can do like babies or kids, and that could be 0.5 Solana-ish. But there's so many different options they could do. You can do the renting thing where you don't have to own a remnant. People can still come and rent it to play the game, earn some tokens, use those tokens to buy a remnant.
So you don't want to trade in one of your blocks of cheese that went up twice as much and buy a couple of remnants?
Nope.
I like that.
My block of cheese from Star Atlas is staying right where it is, and it's one of the rarest things in the metaverse. So I'm keeping it.
I like it, but sorry, I did cut you off there. Any more closing thoughts after that?
No. Just thanks for Juice for coming on here. I'm looking forward to next week's guests who are building, have been building for a while, and we need to catch up with these people. And just NFT market, just be safe. Don't use leverage. And markets aren't going pretty well at the moment. But hey, this is this is in the middle between the halvenings where things go a bit crazy. The S&P is also down as well. So it's not just crypto, it's the entire world. Billions and billions shaved off the world economy just because of markets. So stay safe.
Yeah, I like that. It is important to close up with thinking about being safe in crypto. Just because something's whitelisted, it's given away, even if it's given away from Grape, be careful, do some research. I saw we had another metaverse project building out and given away from Grape. We had some whitelist for it. I don't know anything about it. I didn't go and look at it. Do I know about portals? Yes. Do I know about Lux? Yes. But not everything hits my doors. People still are, Barndog, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Well, no, not necessarily. I'll go balls deep into gaming. That's where I am. So it was amazing to bring in Remnants. Thank you very much, Juice, for coming in. Sixon Metaverse, as always, super appreciate you guys joining me on stage. I have fun every single week. In 15 minutes, I hit the Step N live stage, and we had 518 last week. Those AMAs are getting massive. They've got some huge updates in tonight's update. I don't plug that often, but these are big updates. These are really big updates. Like I said, I've got 22 pairs of sneakers. The old dog. I've got a video coming out the next couple of days, and you'll see me running at 14.5 kilometers an hour. It's fucking hard work, but I love it. It's changed my life. I'm doing 90 to 100 kilometers a week of both jogging and walking. So, 40, 41, 42 years old, it's been a really cool thing to change. Be healthy, be fit, but it all, let's tie this back into where we are, Solana Gaming. Be careful, make sure you're researching, don't over leverage. Make sure you're doing safe mints. We did see a big change in the last week and a half where we went off Magic Eden because they had a lot of dramas with rugs, and we went off Magic Eden and went back to private website launches. So be careful with that. You might need to use a burner wallet. Don't just think, oh shit, this is a safe project. No one's going to rug anymore. People are going to rug. It's going to happen. There's going to be projects that are going to want to take your money and fuck off and go and laugh and sit in the sun in Bali and drink Balinese beer, right? So be careful, be safe, have a great time. Come back to us next week. We've got Ramon Online.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been very nice, as always. I look forward to doing more shows.
Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.
No worries. Thanks for all coming, and see you next week.